Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm so excited. And I'm trying to be calm, like the title says, but I'm so excited to do today's reading. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being here. All right. So the title says, be calm or stay calm, be prepared for sudden changes. It's absolutely right. That's for sure. We have temperance. That's definitely the energy of patience, remaining calm. Maybe we've been dabbling and putting a little bit of our toes in the water with some of our hobbies, with some of our interests, passions. Maybe we've been like dabbling a little bit here and there. We've been channeling, wondering where we should channel our energy towards. Um, being healthy and balancing energy with yourself, making sure you're giving and receiving. And you're sort of in a resting period on your journey. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. And so, excuse me, the message here is, continue remaining patient and calm with yourself, showing yourself compassion, being with your guardian angels or your spirit allies, communicating with them. I'm really picking up on the energy with the temperance card as your messages, but I'm also reading this into with the page of wands, having had making our choice, regarding our desires, regarding what we want in life, where we want to be, like in future oriented type goals. I definitely feel like this is an energy of fine tuning some things, and it's definitely fresh. It's a fresh energy, a fresh decision that was recently made, and even recently letting go of things that are not related. Um, in order to increase your confidence surrounding the decisions that you've made. I think that if you, uh, made a decision and then you found very, very shortly afterwards that you had a lot of people that were against your ideas, that you let that go, you let that energy go, you let argumentation go, because you do see the journey ahead, and these small instances you have decided by your own choice, by your own recognition and self-awareness, that these things are not worth your time and energy anymore, that you do see your future ahead, and all these smaller dramas, these smaller details that used to matter, they don't matter anymore. You're fueling your energy towards something that's more dynamic, something that's more of, um, something that's more suitable for you. You're going towards that and leaving, this home base behind. Or, it could be actually relocating. Some of us in the collective possibly have literally relocated. And you have yet to see what the fruits of the land will be like, or what the resources will be like, or even the types of friends or people that you'll see. But the thing is um with the sun card being the back of the deck energy for the smaller tarot deck, or the normal size tarot deck, is that this new fresh energy is going to feel radiant. It's going to feel, yes, uncomfortable at first, but then it's going to shift. There are going to be shifts. And your placements with it is all going to be unique. But with the sun card here, I feel like it's just this breakage of light through a dark time, where a lot of us in the collective, were going through a lot of sufferings, a lot of a lot of us were in situations that we didn't find ourselves to want to be in anymore. And that's some darkness where it used to be bright and shining, and then you, like, it's just like it diminished, the fire between you and another maybe diminished, or the passion in a work situation diminished, your motivation towards, your efforts have diminished, but in a fresher energy is definitely saying that this is definitely going to shine and break through this stuckness feeling with the working on yourself. Eight of Cups is this journey with yourself. And I think that there's going to be a breakthrough definitely, because it's over the Eight of Cups in reverse and you have the Emperor. And the Emperor here, you'll be kindly happy to find out that the Emperor card's right there again as well. And so it's so lovely to see the Emperor card, because it's all about having control. I think that there's going to be a lot more control over the light and dark elements in your life, and balancing it towards pursuing your desires, pursuing your dreams, pursuing your assets, solidifying this, having it more within your grasp. With the Nine of Cups, back of the deck energies here, and the Lovers, is all within your choice. And you'll end up being abundant. You'll end up having this control. But the time right now is to rest and figure out the full scope of things. I think it's the full scope of things, because you can only really have control or an understanding of the situation if you have the full scope, right? And so you could do your best to fill in information, even research information, open yourself up to different resources than you have in the past, or even friends that have gone through what you have gone through. There's definitely a next step that some of us want to get to, whether it's a commitment level, or a car, or a house, an asset of some sort, running a business, completing school. I think I mentioned school already, but completing some sort of certification, completing a project. There's some sort of next step, and this is all about being prepared for it, because some of us delay things, and you can delay the inevitable as much as you want, but at some point you do have to believe in yourself. And at some point you do have to do the things that you want to do, that you have to do. It's just a matter of, it's a choice. Like, how much do you allow your responsibilities to be towards another structure, another thing, another person, another something? Some of us do 9 to 5 jobs, and that is enough, because your paycheck matches your worth. But some of us don't have that, and it's a different scenario for everyone. Some people work 9 to 5 and it's not worth it. Some people work from home and it's not worth it. Some people work from home and they love it. It's all a unique formula. And so if you want more of a certain thing in your life, you do have to press the green light on it. You do have to, strategize and go around the board, just like we're gonna have on this Life is Like a Board Game tarot. I have this deck. We're gonna see what's up with the collective with this deck, but just when you pass go, every time you pass go, you get a bonus for strategizing around the board, and increasing your assets and doing more for yourself. So definitely, even though you don't see what's ahead, there's definitely a lot of good ahead, especially indicating with this 9 of Cups. But it's all right to be wary, or because we have this 10 of Swords behind us. So it's all right to be skeptical. It's all right to be just have to feel hesitant. It's all right to have that energy, because we need to really figure things out before we make moves. When we make moves, we want to be with strategy. We want to be confident. We want to know what's going on and what's going to happen next. And if you don't have that, then don't make a decision yet. Look for the resources that you need, or even balance yourself so that you can be of a resource, or look towards someone who is balanced, that can, they're abundant and they can give to you. Like, do not tap into a negative resource, and that would be negative emotionally and also negative financially. If you're, like, say for example, like, some of us have parents, some of us have siblings, friends, but if you need financial help, do not ask other people who need financial help to help you. That's going to be just a double whammy, in a bad way, like boom, 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 boom. And it's just not going to be fun. Like, go towards people who are abundant, then it won't deplete them to help you. If you're in scenarios where you need to open up, just, make sure that there is some sort of balance where if you are seeing negative, you look to positive. If you look to more negative, it's just not going to do very much for you. And remember, positive and negative makes it negative. So make sure that it's only with those that are abundant. Make sure that there are boundaries that are discussed if you go there. But I'm not sure what's going on specifically. You guys should share with me a bit more. I'd love to see it. But oh, that's crazy. To see that next to each other, like, you literally see that. But definitely leaving behind, like, negative shit, bullshit, just anything that's unrelated to healing and happiness and confidence and living peacefully. If someone is disturbing your peace, they are probably find yourself space from them, and then you'll be validated about whether or not they meant to do it or not. You'll see what you need to see. But moving forward, I'm going to feature the Life is Like a Board Game tarot, and I'm going to let this one, Mentally Stuck Way, Eight of Swords. That's interesting. We'll get into that as the back of the deck from me picking it up, but this deck I'm going to live shuffle here and let it rock and roll live for you guys. Tonight is the first day that I am shuffling with these cards. I just got these in the mail, so I'm really happy to share these. But the Mentally Stuck Way, and now I'm seeing Struggle Avenue, is definitely just a lot of us in the collective are stuck in our own confines of our mind. That some of our green buttons that we need to press on people and situations and places, like I need to, move somewhere, or I need to change up my wardrobe, or even have better boundaries with your friends, whatever you need to let go of or bring more of in, like take with you, whatever, however you want to see it, you're going somewhere and you need to only take so many things with you, is what I'm saying. And we need to have a discussion about what that means. And so we have mental struggle, or that mental card, and the whole struggle way card, but officially provider of logic and impartial judgment, King of Swords. So friends that may give you this is what you need, provider of logic and impartial judgment. So they won't judge you, that they'll think logically in your situation, like be as objective as possible. You don't want someone that's only going to take your side. But of course, you don't want someone that's like, that's the easiest route to take, is someone who's going to take your side, right? Because you're like, okay, well, you're on my side, and then you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But it's like, you need to be authentic. You need to be objective. You need to be like the full scope, right? That's what I said earlier, with having like the biggest picture on things, and like really getting, like, when you're making decisions, like, you can fully strategize based off of knowing as much as you can about something. And so if you need this, look for that in your friends, look that for that in your family members, when you are seeking advice, that they would remain objective, that if they're going to communicate to you, they're going to keep it real. They're not going to lie to you and be like coating things, or pretending like they don't know something, or like, I don't know, like sometimes our advice can be really one-angled. So Hermit, if you have an idea, sit with it alone for a little bit before you share it with your friends, because your friends or family, or even your coworker place, they could steal your ideas, and then what? Their wishes are going to come true. Make sure that your wishes are going to come true. 9 and 9. So make sure that you're looking out for yourself when it comes to your own ideas, or even when it comes to your intuition. Like if you're intuitively downloading something about somebody, good or bad, make sure you actually sit with it and make a decision, a proper decision. It could be like intimate or romantic. It could be like, just really pay attention to that. Like give yourself the time and space alone to deal with it before you bring another person into the equation, because when another person is brought into the equation, they can sway things. They have the like leverage, but forward movement gardens, if you actually want them to be a part of your decision making, then yes, allow them in. Forward movement gardens, that's definitely something that is here. The Empress, look at that, the ring. So it's definitely, and then the lovers, like, so a lot of us worry about our intimate connections and if there's going to be forward movement. Yes, especially when I say stay calm, be prepared for sudden movement. Yes, forward movement. Like a lot of us in our collective are very valuable, intelligent, beautiful, handsome, intellectual, like very amazing beings that do good things and want good things, and it's just been a matter of time, for you to get the commitment that you want, the ring that you want, if you want that, the person that you want, male or female. Just your choices are leading you up to here, and you're gonna pass go is gonna feel like sometimes it's gonna feel like starting over again. Some of us is gonna feel like starting a new job, starting with a new partner. Some of us is going to be like a repeat, because when you pass go, you're going around the board again. But it's going to be refreshing energy. It could feel like a bonus. Maybe you might get a bonus at work. Maybe you need to ask for the things that you want. It's a lot of different energies here, but the Fool Go card, go, go, go. I just split the deck and that's what came out. Let me see what else is up for the collective here. Mentally stuck way. Remember that was the back of the deck before. So getting out of your head, okay, on things, because grief and sorrow way. I think some of us just had a lot of grief to go through that got us stuck, that had us stop our lives for a short period of time. But the Emperor again, we have the Emperor 3 times. There's definitely so much indicating here that we need to take back control of our lives. Whatever devastated our lives, it could be something sorrowful. It could be something that's causing you grief. It could be something that's causing you frustration or anger, something that stopped you, something that just really got you stuck. Okay, like just something, even yourself. This is the point in time in the reading where you need to understand the control of your life is waiting patiently avenue. Like the rest of your life is just waiting for you to get your stuff back together, because it has never stopped been yours. Your path has never stopped been in front of you. You just stopped, you let these things stop you, but nothing ever really was meant to stop you. It was a test. Clarity way, Ace of Swords. So I think this is the clarity you need. You need to stop stopping yourself, stop letting these things stop you, and keep going on this journey that you will ultimately choose and love to be in. This is pre-shuffled oracle cards that I'm going to go through. And then at the end of going through these, I will finish with an update with this tarot. And that's going to be your reading. I am so thankful. And this is really exciting. Like forward movement gardens, like you're going to get what you want. You need to just get out of your way. And I know that's way easier said than done, but we could definitely cover some more specific details in lessons with the oracle cards. If this part of the reading connected with you, stay tuned. If not, then maybe a different reading is for you. Remember that not every element of every video is going to resonate because I'm reading for multiple people at once. If you need a personal reading, you can definitely reach out from the description as my email or on social media, Magic with Melly. No symbols or spaces or anything. Okay, so going forward into it, let's see. It says go with the flow, relax and trust, accept what is happening. This is in reverse. It indicates to me that when things are falling apart, you really want to force them not to fall apart. I understand that feeling. I understand it very well. I understand it very, very well. We don't want things to fall apart. Things falling apart is very terrifying, especially if you spent a lot of time putting it together. But if it's falling apart, the universe is shifting it in your favor. The universe is saying, nope, this is not enough for you. You need or you deserve more or better. But it may also depend on your karma. Are you a good person? Because that is how the universe conspires for you. If you're not a good person, the universe will show you that you're not a good person. So just go with the flow and learn your lessons, because this next card says rose gold cosmic pool, bathe in cosmic love, soak up wisdom. So the cosmos, the universe definitely knows more than you do about karma and about what things, you know, are deserved and not. And sometimes it takes a matter of things to play out. Like at the time, it may not feel like you deserved it, but then later on, you're like, okay, well, I did deserve it. And other things balanced out to teach you certain things. It's a pacing thing. And so really just bathe in it, really sulk in. You're receiving it because you deserve it to some degree. But not to where you are self-defeating and you hate yourself. It's like you're meant to get out of your head and you're meant to learn something. That's what this clarity way is all about, is you're meant to learn things about the experiences you go through. And it sucks to say that you experience bad just to know what bad is. Okay, we have to go through that, and we have to experience good to know what good is. And so there is lessons like that where it's purely a lesson of that, but other things is a lesson of karma and a lesson of what did you do that warranted this somewhere or someplace in your life. It may not even be directly the same action for action. It may not be eye for an eye, but sometimes it is. And my direct experience is I've had someone pretend to want to date me, and it was the butt of the joke because I'm a double leg amputee. And the same very night, their knees got busted in a bar fight. And in the aftermath, I realized that karma worked before I even knew it was working for me, because I didn't even know that that was their intention until years in the aftermath, when I actually let myself intuitively receive the info. I denied the intuition all that time because I truly, genuinely thought that that person was a good person. But I was convinced. I was not actually thinking that or believing it. It's just a matter of what was told to me, and we weren't very close friends, and for a reason, because they didn't actually care for me. They just wanted to laugh at me. So I was only close enough to be laughed at, essentially. And that's not fun. But that is a personal, thing that I will share in order to help you guys see the relevance that if you if you ignore your intuitive guidance, it may increase the damages that that person brings in later on, or prolong the situation that you'll find yourself in. Really go with the flow. Notice that the universe is shifting things around because it wants to show you stuff. It wants to show you love. It wants to show you a lesson. It's not meant to show you hate by any means. But if you hate yourself, it's a mirror. And so it's not the universe's intention at heart, but if that's your intention at heart, that will match it. Frustration. It could be stemmed from frustration with yourself, or even the need, even like channeling. Okay, this is like multiple messages here, because frustration is like, yes, our situations are very frustrating. We could be very frustrated at ourselves. Maybe we could be very frustrated at other people. But that doesn't mean you take it out on them or their physical property or anything like that. You don't take things out on people. You take it out into your passions. You take it out into art and meet beautiful things. That is the better way to handle things. If things are really shitty, if things really suck, make light of it and turn it into something beautiful. Peace. Find peace with your pain, because like honestly, like when you don't do this, you start to like be separate from your beliefs, separate from your individuality, separate from yourself. When you just go to the mundane, when you just shut down, like don't shut down. Do not shut down. Like channel your stuff. Do something about your stuff. Be sweet to yourself. Be compassionate. Like understand. Be like, yeah, I'm hella beat down, and know that, and be like, okay, I need to sleep, or I need to like rest, and like just lay in bed for a whole day. Like give yourself a time limit. Don't overdo things. Like really believe that you can get through it, and really believe in yourself. Like channel out the frustration somehow, and like come back to peace and belief and sweetness with yourself. Because if you don't do that, who will? Like who? That's legitimately a question. Like, are you gonna ask your partner to do it? Are you gonna ask your siblings to do it, or your parents to help you do it? Sure, they might, but that's a big might. That's a big maybe. Like, do these things for yourself. And then whenever people in your life, partners in your life, siblings in your life, family members in your life, friends, coworkers, whatever they do will add to what you're already doing. And that's even more power than what you have or had if you just depended on somebody else always. First you have your power, then you have whatever people give you. But in the other realm of thinking, you would only have what is given to you. um if that, and a lot of us come out here doing things all alone, and that's not the worst thing. It shows you your strength, it shows you your resilience, and it may be exhausting, but I think the shift is coming, where a lot of this unnecessary bullshit's going to end in these placements where it's been a cycle for so long. Like, I'm really saying this, like, I feel like some of these long toxic cycles, I truly wholeheartedly think they're going to end, and it's because of the choice within you to make these moves. The sudden move could be within you. The sudden movement could be within you. Surround yourself with your soul tribe. Slow down and rest. You need it. You are perfectly beautiful. Today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. So this card is in reverse because it might be, when we're struggling, it's just hard to see the beauty in things. But it's in reverse because we need to pay attention to that. We do need to pay attention to, there's beauty in things, in there's like when things are shitty, there's also a duality, that there's also other things, good things going on. So really have a balance of your focus. Don't let the one bad thing ruin everything, and don't let the one good thing overpower helping those in need in your life. If your life is going really well, don't just be like, well, my life's going really well, and leave people behind. Like, there's always like a balance with it. So making sure that you're there with balance. I will heal. I am a voice. I feel balanced. What was I saying about balance? And I am bonded and connecting. So speaking up. Speaking up is very important with these cards, because I had this I am a voice card, which is really jump out. And the I will heal. I think that's really profound with the cards, because your voice does matter. Telling your truth does matter. Speaking up, even if it's to HR, speaking up to your partner, speaking up to, I'm hearing the word abuser. If there's abusers, you know, speaking up to them, speaking up about them. It doesn't have to be directly to them. It could be to your loved ones, and so they know what happened. And so fully, just so that you can heal. And it doesn't have to even be to friends and family members. If you need to speak just to heal, give your voice to a therapist, give your voice to yourself, and put it in a diary so you can read it. Like, do something like file the paperwork that you need, whether it's a restraining order or custody, child custody papers, or getting a new asset, a car, a house, whatever it is. Like, do the steps. And you can do it from a balanced perspective. I know you can. I know you can, because you'll have community. You'll feel bonded. You'll feel connected with other people, because you'll find out that someone else has been through the same exact experience as you. That whatever fucked up experience happened to you might have happened to somebody else, and you guys are both survivors. And that maybe you're a survivor and you're gonna be someone's mentor, and you're gonna help save somebody. And it could be layers of things, but just know that you're here, and everything that you've gone through, all these toxic cycles, or even the long exhausting cycles, they don't have to be toxic, but just like you want it to be over. Okay, you want something, a new energy, a shift. Okay, all of that's going to be shifted because of the healing work you are doing, because of the work you're doing on yourself, because you are shifting into loving yourself. These are question cards, okay? It says, out of the positive emotions of compassion, positivity, enthusiasm, and initiative, which one is your biggest strength? So really consider that. Like, if you were to consider like your positive feelings, which one would be the strongest? And like, do you even have strong emotions in this way? Because some people spend a lot of time being depressed, and spend a lot of time being upset and negative, and don't really spend much time happy or positive. And so really consider this for yourself. Where are you on that spectrum? If you were invisible for a day, what is the first thing you would do? I feel like this is a good segment to like have you guys comment on the YouTube video below if you want to share that. I think that'd be really fun. But I think it's also just, it could be a very rhetorical question, like, what would you do if you could be invisible? Would you, would you steal money? Would you give money? Would you drop someone's pants? Would you beat someone up? Would you steal property? Would you, like, what would you do? Would you play a joke on somebody? Would you even want to be invisible? Would you be mean? Would you do a good deed? Would you go around, would you be really silly and just be naked? Would you go and investigate? Would you solve crimes? Like, there's so many questions there. But like, what would you really do? Consider that. And then if money was no object, what would you buy? That's a good question too, because some of us really want things because why do we want things? Like, would we buy the most expensive thing, or would we buy something that we really need or we want? Or would it be something like future oriented? Like, what, like, consider that. If money wasn't a thing, what would you buy in this world? Or what hobby or thing would you practice? If you were able to buy all the supplies that you needed all at once to start practicing a hobby that you like, because some of us stop ourselves in our tracks because they're like, oh, I can't afford that, or I can't afford this, or, like, if you're invisible and had all the time in the world and you have all the money in the world, what would you be doing? Have you considered that? Because some of us have just been in a structure, have been in a setup that was made for us. We we get told you need to go to school, and after school you need to get a job, and after school you need to get further your education. And between those two things, we're like brainwashed into our own society, and it's like, what would you do otherwise? Like, would you be um like, there's all sorts of unique jobs in this world where people are doing exactly what they want to do, and somehow they are getting money out of it, but we're like grown up into a social structure where we're like, we need money to survive. So what do? We focus on how do we receive money, and that's at the forefront. But like, it's like, but if money wasn't a problem, then what? Like, what would you be considering doing? What would you be doing? You wouldn't be at work, you would be what? At home or somewhere doing what? Like, actually consider that. If money wasn't a thing, I would be singing, because I do that when I'm rich and when I'm not rich, when I'm poor and being attacked and when I'm happy. I choose music. Cards is passionately secondary, because music is how I take care of myself. And so it's interesting that this is like the first thing that I'm doing for my income. But yeah, it's definitely, it's unique balance there. And so I just, another tidbit on sharing with me, that, yeah, like, actually ask yourself these questions. What is your biggest fear? What is one dream you have yet to accomplish? And what's the one thing that people always misunderstand about you? So answer any of those in the comments if you want to, okay? Because actually answering them might be of service to you for healing reasons. It could be of service to you to find community or another person who's dealing with the same thing. It could be a layer of, it could be multiple things that are a part of your healing journey, and you know what will work for you and what doesn't. We have Aurora Borealis, Sloth, those two both in reverse, and we have the snake game. We have Otter, and this card, Volcano, Waterfall reverse, Toad, Squirrel reverse, Clouds reverse, and Sea Turtle. Okay, essentially these could be synchronicities for you. Okay, your spirit animal might be a sloth, or been to Hawaii, to the volcanoes, or some sort of trip like that. You might have been by a waterfall on a field, like some sort of field trip or vacation. It's possible you saw the Aurora Borealis, or that you dream of seeing it. It's possible that you have daydreams. It's possible the interpretation from these cards is a multitude of things, because I read the sloth as just like, some of us in the collective do need to get off of our bums and do more about what we want to do, instead of just looking to the sky and looking to like other things and other people for the inspiration. You need to just like be self-inspired and self-motivated, instead of just playing games surrounding what you want to do. With the Otter card, I'm definitely just picking up the need to just have companionship and friendship and build. Otters build and use one another to help crack nuts. And you really need to just tap into that energy, and it could be really explosive. It could really be what is going to break the flow, is this change in, diving into community, or diving into, stopping playing games surrounding your energy and really sticking to it, sticking with it, maybe stick your tongue out, maybe be more spontaneous or silly and less logical and less planned out, and just go with it, and just like really be about the slow progress and the slow motion, rather than being so rapid and bam, 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 bam. And the last of these cards are emotional inference cards. And I think they're really helpful to help really just trigger how you may be feeling. And I feel like this card looks really shocked. Is this apple impatient, confused, or terrified? What would make you feel this way? So definitely being shocked. Okay, this person feels impatient or confused or terrified. So being shocked, something unexpected happening. This will probably be your face. If you made this face recently, maybe you should consider being that you were gaslit or, surprised, shocked, um, that information was withheld from you, that you would have a face like this. Okay, but who is calm and who is very unhappy? Do you ever need to be comforted? So look, this card, there's a clearly unhappy little onion and a soother. So really in like go to this. Like someone seems calm and someone seems unhappy. So realize when you need to be comforted and go towards someone who can do that for you. It could be a unique message for those in the collective. And look, this card, and this says, the back of it says, did this pepper just win the game or lose the game? Do you ever feel this way and win? So it looks like this pepper's upset. So I think this pepper lost. Just like when things are not going well, you feel like you're losing. So you might be making this face. And just really realize that that's how you feel. That's a natural response. And don't let it spread more than this. When you do feel this way, the self-awareness is that you are upset and you're upset because things are going a certain way. Once you can address and acknowledge that, you may not over apply your feelings, right? Because sometimes when we're upset, like how I was saying, like it doesn't warrant taking it all out on another person. Well, there's that, don't take it out on another person. Don't even accidentally spread that energy, because it might be a matter of you're upset and then you're upset the rest of the day, even when someone's trying to make you happy. And then that will spread to them, and then suddenly they're unhappy when they weren't before. But being involved with you and your feelings made them have the same feelings. And like really consider that, is the fig content or restless? Do you ever enjoy sitting very quietly? So sitting quietly with how you feel, your situations, you're right, definitely just stemming off of this upset pepper. Consider like, how can I return to a contented, peaceful state before I bring myself around other people or around other things. But let's see now what an update is for the collective and to end the reading. And thank you for being a part of today's reading. We have the King of Wands reverse, the Two of Cups. Let's see what else there. I see the Five of Coins reverse, the Four of Swords reverse, Knight of Cups. And there's a lot that flipped out, but I won't take them. I'll actually see the back of the deck energy to be Eight of Swords reverse. So I do like seeing the Eight of Swords as reverse, because it's indicative that our mental stuckness, our blockages are releasing. We're either actively releasing them or they will be released or unlocked as we progress in our healing journey. But just a lot of the stuckness is going to be unstuck. You're gonna be feeling more free and flowing. King of Wands reverse, Two of Cups. I think that the energy that you want is yet to come in. With the King of Wands reverse, is not here yet. But it's going to be with the Two of Cups. I see it coming to union, that there's going to be energy of union or that shift, right? That connected energy, the energy that you've been missing, it's going to be filled. I see that with the Five of Coins being reversed, and then also the Four Swords being reversed, that there's going to be forward movement from being untied with this like wolf here looking tied. I think that a lot of our things that we're tying one another down, or tying us down in situations, or someone needed to approach you, whatever it was holding them back, it's definitely, there's not fear anymore. There's not hesitancy anymore. There's going to be forward movement for sure. And so be prepared, be calm, give yourself, like, start timing some meditations, or, when someone asks you a question, get in the habit of saying, I haven't thought about that. Let me think. That's still an answer, even if it's not a yes or no. It's still an answer, and that might be the very message that is gonna be overall encompassing the whole reading. But there's a variety of scenarios, and I hope that this reading applies to you, as many of you as it can, and that you guys serve the guidance well. Remember that your responsibility is your own life and your own actions, and that I hold no, you know, I hold no intention of, swaying anyone any specific way, but for the good of all. Thank you for being here. This was the reading. I hope that somewhere in here you found yourself. And I'll see you on Thursday. Goodbye.